He should be sacked is how you sum up that game. Arteta should be sacked by Arsenal. 100,000,000% should be sacked. 2 legs against an inferior side with better squads. No excuses. Nothing. No justification. No examples. No reasons. No explanations. He should be sacked. He won't be sacked, but he should be sacked. And this is the problem that we've got. It's that I can hold my hands up and say, look, I back this guy a lot. I back this guy a hell of a lot. I've tried to see the good in this. I've tried to think for the long term. I've tried to look for the positives. I've tried to look for the potential. I've tried a hell of a lot. I've taken a hell of a lot of stick as well at the same time. And that's why it's extra painful. That's why it hurts even more. It's because I've actually supported this. I've tried. I really have. I really, really have tried. But that is unacceptable. 1 shot on target all game against Unai Emery's Villarreal at home in a European semi-final. That's where we are as a club. That's where we have fallen to. No European football next season. None. Not Europa League. Not Europa Conference. No. No football. Nothing. No European football whatsoever. And before you chime in and go, oh, that might be beneficial for Arsenal. It might be a good thing that Arsenal have no European football next season. No. Because this is Arsenal Football Club. And if Arsenal have no European football, the only thing that makes that ever so slightly okay is if the coach and the team that put us there are sacked, are gone, are over, done, finished. Kaput. Will that happen? Will that happen? No, of course it won't. Of course it won't happen. I will be absolutely shocked beyond belief. Absolutely shocked beyond belief if they sack him. Absolutely. Because it's just not in Arsenal's nature. It's just not what we come to expect at all from this club. It's decisions that are done for the best interests of the club. And he needs to go. He should be sacked. That's fact. If I was to sit here and say that, but trust the process. Stick it out. Wait for the long term, which I have said. I've said it time and time again. Trust it. Stick with it. Wait for the long term. This isn't going to take 18 months. This is going to take longer than this amount of time. The only reason that you can justify that, I can't even think of a reason. Let me know in the chat box. Please tell me. Please tell me. I don't want people coming at me and going, we've been saying this for months, Tom. We've been trying to tell you. Because I've been trying to see the positives. I'm an optimistic fan. I try and see what I can. I don't go down the route of instantly, nah, he's got to go. I don't go to an FA Cup final and see he's winning and then go, oh no, but he's not good enough. I'll make my decision when I see the evidence. I've got enough evidence now. The evidence is there. He should be sacked. The key word is should. He deserves to be sacked right now. Really, 100%. Because there is no argument. I've seen a couple of people in the chat box, but I disagree. But there's no explanation. Please tell me. If you disagree that you think he shouldn't be sacked, please tell me why. Because what we saw today was not the players, it was the system. There was no idea. There was no style. There was not enough chance creation. There was nothing about an Arsenal side in a European semi-final across 2 games, 180 plus minutes, that suggests that Arteta should stay. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I've seen potential in this team. Don't get me wrong. I've seen the games against Chelsea, against Leicester, against Spurs, against these sides that we've beaten. But no. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough, guys. And you can't sit there and you cannot You cannot justify it. You really, really can't. Sorry, I'm just sorting out this stupid lighting. Oh, man. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Mark Williams says, my only fear of Arteta being sacked is, do you honestly trust this board to get him back a new manager? No, I don't. No, I don't, Mark. I absolutely don't trust him. There's no way on earth I trust him. And that's why I've titled the video as such. That's why I've titled the video, he should be sacked. It's not my job to sit here and say, we should go get this manager. We should go get this manager. We should be getting this guy. It's not my job to sit here and say who we should get. But what I do know now, because the evidence is damn clear, that this isn't okay. This is not good enough. This is unrecoverable from this coach's point of view. You've got David Luiz shouting at the players at half-time, telling them for more. He's not the guy that should be telling them. He's not the guy that's responsible for getting more from this team. That's the coach. That comes from the coach. The ideas, the system, the tactics. Yes. Oh, I tell you what. How important is Granit Xhaka for a second? My Christ. How integral is that guy? So for all the people that have absolutely said that this team is bad enough, this team isn't good, the manager's to go, whatever. But the same people have been absolutely battering Granit Xhaka. Well, look what happens when we don't have him. My God. How poor are we trying to play out from the back? Jesus Christ. Chris P, thank you for the donation. Says, I'm sorry, but sports is a margins, my friend. You're saying they didn't fight, keep a clean sheet, etc. Can you tell me what he should have done differently tonight, barring making the ball not hit the post? Chris, I will happily explain to you what should have changed. Hector Bellerin. Let me just start with Hector Bellerin, okay? One of the worst performances I've ever seen. And I'm the mug that put him in my desired lineup, because I thought what I saw against Newcastle actually showed a bit of fight and a bit of desire and a bit of change. You know, I thought that's what I was seeing there. That's what I thought. I was wrong. So wrong. But I could recognize that. The difference is I could recognize that I was wrong in the first 30 minutes of the game. Not up until the last few seconds, taking off Bellerin for Eddie Nketiah. No. Bellerin comes off at half-time at the absolute latest, Chris, for Cedric, for a change. That's the first thing. And I'm just getting started. You've gone for a midfield three. You're playing a back four, right? You've gone for a midfield three where Partey is at the base. And then you've got you've got Smith Rowe and Ødegaard. Ødegaard, again, offered not much. He can go. I'm not interested in really getting him permanently. He's had he had a good month. Congrats. Had a good month. But has not been good enough. Real Madrid, he's yours. You can have him. You can keep him. Absolutely. 100%. Buendia, take him all day. Pay what you need. Get Buendia in. There's a guy with motivation, a guy with talent, a guy with drive, a guy that knows what he wants. And that's why he probably won't come. That's why he probably won't sign for the Arsenal. Absolutely. Where do I go next? Well, let's think about the forward line. Let's think about the fact that we swapped continually Saka and Pepe. Pepe was the only one trying, by the way, the only one really putting in the actual effort. And what was the style? What was what we were trying to do? Because I thought what I saw from early on during Arteta's tenure was a team that wanted to use the wide areas. But what did we actually do? We didn't play, Chris. We didn't play a single through pass through their defensive lines once. We operated in the wide areas only. We reverted to the Arsenal that we saw playing in the first 6 months of the season that was dreadful, that could not score a goal, that were losing hand over fist. This isn't fine margins, Chris. I disagree with you. Absolutely. It's no longer fine margins. We're not talking about Wolves. We're not talking about Xhaka being called offside for a goal against Leicester. We're not talking about VAR decisions. We're talking about a continual mess of decision-making errors from this coach that is costing us time over time over time. And he's not changing them. And he's not learning from them. And I'll tell you what, Granit Xhaka would be starting at left-back in this game if it was not for an injury. Granit Xhaka would have been starting in that left-back slot because if it wasn't for that, Tierney isn't the one that he moves in. If Xhaka was playing in midfield and if Saka was playing at left-back, I'm telling you, it's El Neni that comes in, not Tierney. The reason that Tierney came in is because Granit Xhaka was going to be playing at left-back. The thing that we have told him time and time again, we've said it doesn't work. It does not work in that position. And I'm sure, Chris, we're going to go on to things. It's not about fine margins, mate. Fine margins does not come into this. It is all there and clear to see why we didn't win this game. Ingar says, Tom, I was saying this for months. Arteta is not the one. Congratulations. Do you want a medal? Let's move up. Cayman says, don't let this take away from the real problem at hand. Kroenke out. Mate, I'm 100% on board with you, Cayman. Kroenke is the number one thing. He's the number one thing all day long. I get it. Kroenke is the main target. The ownership's the main target. And the thing is we know that because if we sack Arteta, which is what we should do, the club should sack him based upon what we've seen over 18 months and what we've seen this season and what we've seen in Europe. We don't even deserve to be in the semi-final, by the way. We got very lucky getting there through the goal against Benfica. We arguably could have gone out to Olympiacos, and we probably could have gone out to Slavia Prague based upon that first leg. Deary, deary me, how we have fluked our way to this semi-final. But the thing is if we sack this guy, I have no faith whatsoever. No faith at all. Nothing. Nada. In them picking the right guy. Because we brought someone in who's never, ever, 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 ever managed the first game of football for a team anywhere to be Arsenal Football Club's manager. And I thought at the time, I was like, you know what? I thought this is the lowest Arsenal could be. This is the lowest I thought Arsenal could get. So why not take a bit of a risk? Take a bit of a punt. How wrong was I? How wrong was I? How wrong was I about that? That I thought Arsenal could take a bit of a risk. Arsenal could go out there and, say something, do something a bit different. But we've seen with Chelsea, right? And we look at the Chelsea situation. And by the way, Dan Potts, who I sent a very amusing tweet to today, whilst I disagree with part of what he was saying, the thing is about what he said is that they identified that things weren't good enough with what was there and that the continual mistakes were being made by Lampard over and over again, alienating players like Rudiger, for instance. And they get rid of him and they bring in someone who has got pedigree. I'm not Thomas Tuchel's biggest fan, don't get me wrong. I think he's a bit of a short-term manager and I think that he's very abrasive. And I'm not sure he would work at Arsenal. But for that Chelsea team and for the players that he had, he was the perfect choice. And the ownership and the players and the guys, sorry, not the players, but the guys behind the scenes knew what they were doing in hiring Tuchel because he was the perfect fit for that club. But I don't see our guys doing this. I don't see. Josu says, I don't want the club to spiral out of control. And Josu, I worry that it is only going to get worse at this point because I don't see enough that tells me it's going to get better. I really don't. O'Malley says, waiting to see this so-called Ek bid to save my week. Suarez says, my first donation, just because of all the hard work you put in spite of the crap showed we put in on Week in Week, mate. I'd turn up for this show. I do a show every single day. I sit here at 8 a.m. doing the transfer shows now. I come on after every single game, straight after, despite however I feel about the game. And I sit and I talk and I put my feelings out there. And yeah, sometimes I get abused for it because there's some horrible people out there. But I know that the most of you are a lot of really real people and don't do that, which I appreciate hugely. But yeah, I appreciate the support, mate. I really do. And I know that you're probably suffering just as much as I am right now. And I'm going to suffer more because I'm going to look at my phone in about 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and see the absolute torrent of abuse that I've probably been receiving from a certain WhatsApp group. Chris P says, mate, if Aubameyang got a hat-trick, you wouldn't be saying to get rid of Arteta. He could have had one. Sport is fine margins. Chris, I'm sorry, mate, but that's hypotheticals. It doesn't matter, mate. You could say that about other games that Lampard was for. If certain players had scored in those games, they'd be higher up the league. If, say, they hadn't have gone on, if, say, the penalty hadn't been given against Aubameyang in the FA Cup final, I doubt we get back into that FA Cup final, mate. It's not about fine margins, and you can't justify it based on those. Hypotheticals don't win you games. Hypotheticals don't put you into the top four. Hypotheticals get you nowhere. Results are what matter, and we have consistently not got results this season. Lowest Premier League position ever. No European football next season. One of the most expensive squads in the Premier League. They're not fine margins, Chris. They are not fine margins. Across a whole season, consistently making wrong team selections, not reacting to games, poor in-game management. These aren't fine margins, Chris. These are the facts. This is the situation that we have. Tashi says, Tom, You cheer me up every day. This team has dragged us through the mud. If our owners don't sack Arteta, then I ain't watching Arsenal ever again. And it's going to be a real struggle to watch the rest of the season. It really, really is going to be an absolute struggle to watch the rest of the season. Iron Cub says, I think we're too late on sacking Arteta now, though. No, Iron, mate, we're not too late. We got 3 games left. 3, 4. How many games left? We got 4 games left of the season. Get rid of him. Get someone else in. Get them acclimatized. Get them knowing what they can do. Get used to the squad. Have a preseason. This is the time, mate. This is when you move. This is when you sack. This is when you do. How many times have we seen managers sacked before the end of the season? How many times have we seen it happen? So many times. No matter if there's 3 games, 2 games, you don't wait. Get someone in now that could make a difference in the last few games and move forwards. That's what we need to do. That's what needs to happen. David says, Davin says, I don't even know where to begin. Arsenal is in ruins. We are on the brink of losing the international window and ending in the second half of the table. Chris keeps coming back. He says, I'm talking about tonight, mate. The fine margins have changed your mind. Mate, I've said this, Chris. If you watched us, if you watched me on the previous shows, if you watched me these last couple of weeks, I have said it's not just tonight, mate. It's not changed my mind tonight. I've been saying for weeks, things are in my mind have been changing. I chatted with Dan Potts the other night on the podcast, on the Let's Talk Arsenal show, and I said, I am getting closer to his school of thought because the consistent mistakes keep being made. This is not just tonight, Chris. Chatbox, tell him, have I not been saying for weeks that my mind is starting to change? That I keep seeing consistent mistakes and it is becoming increasingly difficult to support this manager and to back him and to think that he's the right guy for the job. Do I want him to turn it around? If he's to stay, do I want him to turn it around? Of course I do. Of course I want him to succeed, but I just can't see it happening. It's the same for the same players that I talk about: Nketiah, Nelson, Willock. Would I love for them to achieve things at Arsenal? Would I love for them to succeed at Arsenal? 100%. Do I think that they will? No, I don't. And that's why I think we should sell them. And this is why it's the right time now to move on from the coach. It's as simple as that. Matt Denny says, Tom's turning like the rest of the backers. I mean, Matt, what you need to understand, and I want to highlight this point again, is that if you are subscribed to anything, a movement, a person, a channel, a point of view, if you are not willing to change your mind on something, there is no point being involved in it. Absolutely. There is no point you being involved in something that's about opinions, something that's very divided, some things that can change. There is absolutely no point being involved in it if you can't do that. And that goes for the other side. That goes for all the people that have been saying for weeks, months, over a year to call for the manager's head after we won an FA Cup, saying that we should get rid of him. It goes for those guys as well. If you are not willing to change your mind on something, if you are not willing to have your minds changed on something, there's no point you doing it. There's absolutely no point you being involved in it. Because if you can't change your mind, you're going to look like a moron, a real big moron. Because what I could have done is I could have sat here. If I was a character, which I very, very much am not on a social media platform or a content creator or whatever, if I was a character, you could be someone that stays absolutely uber positive all the time, backs the guy, supports the guy non-stop. I could have sat here tonight and thought, you know what? My opinion is that I actually think he should be sacked. But, you know, for the views and for the clout, as it's called, I could sit here and go, oh, no, he was unlucky. Fine margins, as Chris says. Oh, I don't know. I think we should give him more time. I could have done that. I could have sat here. I really could. Could have absolutely sat here and said that. But the thing is, I'm not doing that. I've hold my hands up. I hold my hands up and say, no, this is enough. It's absolutely enough at this point. And he needs to be sacked. It's a situation. He should be sacked is the wording for this. Unbelievable. Karthik, I 100% agree with you. There are bigger problems than the manager. But the manager is the situation that we've got more of a grasp on changing right now. We can't change the whole team. We can't change the whole squad. We can't change, from the looks of things, the ownership right now. I don't believe that. I don't believe that the ownership will change, no matter what bid comes in from Daniel Ek. I don't think it will. But what is changeable is the coach. But I just don't see. And it's not about seeing the light. And I will not have people sitting here and telling me, you've seen the light. It's not about that. It's not about that at all. It's about looking at the bigger picture. It's about making your own opinion on things. I'm not being influenced by anyone. I'm taking in what I've seen on the pitch, and I'm making an opinion, and I'm making an explanation, and I'm telling you what I feel. So it's nothing to do with that. As No Sleep says, everyone is entitled to change their mind. People acting like they've never changed their minds in their whole lives. Charlie and Guyan says, let's be realistic. Arteta will go before Kroenke will. Either way, both need to go, or Arteta to become an assistant. He has potential, but it does not outweigh his inexperience. And it looks very, very much like putting him in charge without a single club ever on his roster is like putting one of us in charge. We might say that we could do a better job, but, our inexperience. And whilst I think that the word experience, and I've talked about this a lot, getting a manager in with experience doesn't necessarily mean it's going to succeed. But the problem is the word inexperience relating to Arteta is the problem. That's the issue, is that it's the lack of experience. So for all those people saying that we're a manager of experience, I still don't agree with you. But what I do agree with is the point that saying Arteta is too inexperienced for this job. And that is clearly been evident over this season. Oh, man. Bear with me 1 second while I just enjoy. You know what this is? This is medicine for Arsenal. This is what gets you through being an Arsenal fan. If you've never tried it, trust me, it's available at all chemists and supermarkets. It's very easy to be fair, if it was available at a chemist, I'd be worried, but you can probably get hold of it at your local. So if you need some Arsenal juice, this is where you can find it. It makes you feel a lot better about results. Jesus Christ. Alex says, Arsenal can attract any manager they want. Chelsea finished 10th a few years ago and Conte improved them. Arsenal is still an attractive. I don't doubt, Alex. I really don't doubt that you're wrong. I don't doubt it at all. I don't think that there would be a lack of managers wanting to take on the Arsenal job. The problem is, mate, is that I don't trust the guys up top to make the right decision. I don't trust them to make the right choice. Oh, man. I'm going to go for a bit longer. We're going to get more of your comments. Keep putting your thoughts and feelings. If you haven't already, guys, drop a like because, I sit here and I do these shows no matter what the result. And I'm going to be up tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. to do the transfer show. How many of you guys will be up at 8 a.m. doing a transfer show after that performance? It's going to take some doing to get up. It really is. I'm going to have a pounding headache, I reckon, as well after this evening. So I appreciate it. Drop a like and subscribe. I appreciate the work that goes into these shows. Abdullah, good to have you back in the chat, man. It's been a while. It's going to be a rough 24 hours for all of us. Hoping we all get through it safe and sound, back to focusing on our day jobs and our personal life. Matt Alexander says, it hurts so deeply. The lack of effort has genuinely upset me. We all devote so much to this club. It just hurts. Vignesh says, I ignored your super chat. Sorry, Vignesh. Did I ignore it? I trust me, ignore's the wrong word. I didn't ignore it. There's so many comments, man. They're flying past. Absolutely flying past. Put your next comment in, you put in Vignesh. I'll try and read it out. Chris, I missed yours. Said, read the rest of my comments, Tom. Mate, they're flying by so far. I couldn't see. Also, I love you too, Owen. Yes, I'm trying to stay positive. It's my coping mechanism. Arteta 1 more year. Man, I've tried being positive, bro. I really have. I really, really have. Regan says, I'm gutted, Tom. I've had enough. I can't look at the past. The false 9 from last week, when I know the definition of a mid-table team, it hurts, man. It hurts me, man. It really, really does. I can't emphasize. I can't have enough empathy for you, fella. I really, really can't have enough empathy for how you feel, because I feel the same way, as does the 600 plus people that are sitting in here right now. Rahul says, think we should talk to Allegri for next season. I mean, if Allegri wants to come, mate, he's won a lot of trophies, Allegri. He's managed some big personalities. Maybe he could be the right guy. Maybe he could be. Maybe that is the type of manager. I'm looking back and going, yeah, it's probably the style of manager that we need. I don't want a potential anymore. I don't want a potential whatsoever. Absolutely don't want one. I want someone that comes in and can get the best out of this squad. And it is ultimately, I think there more can be get out of this squad. I don't think it's very good. I think a lot needs to change. But I really, really, really just want someone that I feel that can get more from it. And I don't feel like there is the maximum being achieved. We've seen the ceiling of this team. We've seen results like Leicester and Spurs and Chelsea and West Brom and Brighton. We've seen these results, but we're not seeing them enough. We really, really aren't. Sanyik says, Tom, is there any chance of Sarri being our next manager? That will be horrible. We should appoint someone like Luis Enrique. Aditya says, Ralph Rangnick. Again, Ralph Rangnick, right, is in charge of RB Leipzig. What is he? I don't know about Ralph Rangnick. People talk about Ralph Rangnick a lot, and I just don't think that's the right. I don't think that's the right person. I want someone that's got a pedigree. I want someone that's going to come in and grab this team and go, look, you're crap, you're crap, you're crap. Get out and get me some players that are actually going to do something. I don't want people sitting here and accepting Willian, accepting Bellerin, accepting that Rob Holding could be the starting centre-back. He's a squad player. Max. He shouldn't be starting for us every single week. I don't want people accepting this. Mediocrity. That's what it is. That is what it is. I don't want a manager that accepts it. And after week, I've tried to perceive a coach that really had potential that could go somewhere. But time after time, he's mugging me off so much. He has mugged me off too many times. Too many times. Chris B says, Allegri, no. Talk about not playing the Arsenal way. I mean, what did you see today, Chris? Is that what you saw? You want this for another year, Chris, and you call this the Arsenal way? I don't know what you want. I want to win, mate. I want to win. I don't care how. I don't care what it looks like. I want to win. I'm sick of losing games. I'm sick of it. I don't care if we can play some fancy football. I want to win games. That's all I want. That's all I want to see. Kian, right, since people are changing their minds, it's nail in the coffin for me for Bellerin. It was fun, but you have to go. Huge on Arteta for me. Wow, there you go. Oh, man. Timothy, Tom, would go after Rafa. He's proven people. Hello, he's won titles. Rafa, I mean, he's got experience. So that's the key word that people want. He improved Newcastle, even though he got relegated with them. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't know if he's the right guy. I don't know. I'm not the guy, guys. I'm not the man. I'm not the man that's meant to be looking at who is meant to be the next manager. We can speculate. We can talk about it. Oh, my God. Eddie Howe. What? The guy that took... What? Henry. What, the guy that failed at Monaco? Failed at Montreal? Like... What's people thinking? What's this club done to you? This makes no sense. And don't spam my chat. Deary me. I don't understand it. The standards. My standards have been lowered previously. And I feel like I've awoken. I've awoken to what are we seeing? It makes absolutely no sense. Jacob says, let's hire an unknown manager from the Japanese league. It worked out last time. It did work out last time. Texas says, put Henry back in the team. Not as coach. Had to put one of those away tonight. Czech says, Benitez for the short term. People are saying that we should be going and getting... People are saying we should go and get Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers, right? Oh, yeah. Brendan Rodgers is in charge of a team, right, that's been put together expertly, has been recruited unbelievably well, is now going to be probably in the Champions League, minimum Europe next season, has much better prospects, has a much better squad than us, and he's going to drop down, is he? Brendan Rodgers, he's going to hop down to Arsenal. Going to go down the escalator down to Arsenal. Oh, hello guys. Wow, Jesus Christ, what's happening here? No, he's not going to do that. I was tempted to put a Northern Irish accent on. I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. But oh, dearie me, really, people, you really think? Oh, don't. I know you're trolling me now. Potter. Wow. Forever an Arsenal fan says, I wouldn't even trust the board to run a bath at this stage. And I can't disagree with you, mate. Chris P says, mate, don't. We may as well have got Jose. Oh, man. It gets worse. It gets absolutely worse. Oh, man. Next person who puts Potter, I swear to God, I'm timing you out. I'm done. Kean says Jesse Marsh. He's already gone RB Leipzig, mate. He's gone. He's left Salzburg. He's at RB Leipzig. Ansgar says, I want Roy Keane for the laughs. Have your say the Arsenal way. It says, if Arteta genuinely wants Arsenal back to where they belong, he will admit that he is out of his depth as Arsenal manager and resign tonight. Appointing Mikel is on the owner and the board, and they should leave. You know, when I realised I spent too much on Super Chat, says Chris. Yeah, you've been spending too much for months, pal. I take it. I respect it. 100%. I appreciate it, Chris. Oh, man, you're an insane guy. You're absolutely mental. Come on. There he is. Harry Potter, oh, he got away with it. And Yannick's spelling it wrong. He's trying to find a way around it. He really, really is. Tim Sherwood. Oh my God, you guys. You know how to cheer me up on a night that really has been absolutely awful. Joshua says Eric Ten Hag, who has just signed a new deal. Ahmad says Gareth Southgate. Big Sam says Deepak. Hassan Huttel says Sahil. Man, it's telling you what this tells me. We found our first person to time out. There we go. Yeah, someone went and said it. What this shows you? Oh my God, Scott Parker! Wow, you want an ex-Spurs man at the charge of Arsenal Football Club? Jesus Christ! What this shows you is that this club has put everyone in the fan base in a position where we're actually contemplating these types. Vignesh, you're getting timed out just for using that person's name. I'm on a mad one tonight. Jesus Christ. Roy Hodgson. I think we're just getting into a competition about who can say the silliest names at this point. Shrishant says Flick hasn't signed for the German national team yet, so we have a chance to get him. No, absolutely no chance. Absolutely. Ryan Mason. Oh, my God. Iron comes. Van Bronckhorst won final, their first league title in 18 years. It's time to do it at Arsenal. Again, I'd rather have someone have Premier League experience, mate. I want someone who knows what they're doing in the Premier League. Why can't we get someone like that? Why can't we get someone like that? Really? How many of you would take David Moyes out of interest? How many of you guys are looking at David Moyes and going, oh, I wonder if we get David Moyes? I'm not the guy, mate. I'm not the guy that turns around and says that's who we should get. I'm not. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Am I saying that's the guy that we should go and get? Because I'm not the person to make the decision. I'm really, really not. Oh, the names are coming through thick and fast. Bob Bradley. Oh, my God. Oh, my days. Bob Bradley. Bob Bradley. Bob Bradley. Oh, we devolved. We've absolutely devolved at this stage. Oh, Lenny says, I can't do this anymore with these useless footballers. They're not fit to wear the shirt since they let the icon that is Wenger down. I'm heartbroken. Me too, mate. Me too. No, I'm done. We're over. We're done. Show's done. It's gone. Gone. Game's gone. Show's done. No more. Let me just put this here. If Arsenal Football Club are serious, if Arsenal Football Club want to move on, if Arsenal Football Club want to return to what they were, want to have any chance of getting back to what they want to be, then they will move on. They will go to the next level. They will move on from this coach. They will get someone in that can actually change the fortunes of the club. They will go into the summer window and they will get out the absolute frauds that have been sitting in this team for too long. They will move on the players that are not good enough. They'll start making good team selections, good in-game management, good player management, stop wrecking the value of players. They'll make some good decisions and they'll take Arsenal back to where they need to be. But right now, Arsenal Football Club is in... they've dug into the mud so far. You're done. The club's... it's finished. This stage is absolutely finished. It's a joke. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you. I'll be back on here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Call me mad. Call me insane. But that's where I'm going to be. Here tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. See you then. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you as always. And as always, somehow, some way, forever, up the Arsenal.